Hi, today we're going to look at how to solve questions under variation. And question 1 reads, given that y varies directly as x and inversely as the square of z, and that x is 8 when y is 4 and z is 2, find the a constant of variation. Now before we do that, we need to come up with the equation for us to find the constant of variation. Okay, we need to come up with the equation. Now how do you do that? We need to interpret what has been written here, meaning the statement, into an equation. Now they're saying given that y varies directly, so meaning y varies directly as x, okay, and inversely, meaning inverse is supposed to be over, inversely as the square of z, like this. Okay, now what do we do next? We know to say this variation sign, the moment we change it into an equal sign, the constant k is going to be introduced. So y is equal to kx, okay, over z squared. Now let's begin answering the question. Now when finding the constant of variation k, we use the numbers that have been given, the values of x, y, and z that have been given in the statement. That is to say, in the statement, if you check, if you want to find the value of k, in the statement we are given the value of y to be 4. Okay, the value of y was 4, then the value, so you write k. What was the value of x? The value of x here, if you check, the value of x is 8, so you write your 8 here, then over what was our z? Our z was a 2, so you write your 2. Then now let's solve for k. So over 1, you cross multiply, then you can see that our z is 2 squared, meaning our z is squared, so we have to put 2 squared. When you do that, then you can work it out. You can see that 4 is then equal to, what is k by 8? It's 8k over, what is 2 squared? It's a 4 over 1. Then what do you do next? We have to cross multiply, then 4 by 4 it will give us 16, 1 by 8k it will be 8k is equal to 16. Okay, once we do that, then we're going to divide here by 8, even here by 8. We are solving for k. Then the final answer now, k will therefore be equal to 2. Then you are done. So meaning the value of k is simply what? Is simply a 2. That is how you find the value of k. Now the next question, if you check here, the next question is saying find the value of y when x is 18 and z is 3. So the value of y we don't know. When x is 18 and z is 3. So let's solve for y. What do we do? This is b. So how we answer b is that we will have to rewrite the value of k. We found it was a 2, of which the equation now changes from this to y is equal to, what was our k? It's 2x over z squared. This is what we have now. It has been transformed because we found the value of k to be 2, so it changes from y is equal to kx over z squared to y is equal to 2x over z squared. Now let's find the value of y as the question has stated. So since y we don't have, is what we're trying to find, is equal to 2. What was our x in this statement here where we are finding y? Our x is 18 and our z is simply 3. Now you square it, don't forget to square it. So this will be y is equal to 218. Don't rush to find the actual answer. Over what is 3 squared? 3 squared, it's a 9. Okay, it's a 9. Then you now say y is equal to 9 into 18 to give us 2. So meaning we'll remain with 2 by 2, which will then give us y is equal to 2 by 2. It's a 4. You end there. Having found our value of y, we go to the last question. The last question is saying find the values of z. Look at this. There is an emphasis here. It's values of z, meaning there are two possible values of z because of the square. So find the values of z when x is 25 and y is 2. So we're going to rewrite our equation again. So see, we're saying y is equal to 2x over z squared. Now we are solving for z, of which you can make z the subject. Then you know to say z squared is equal to 2x over y. That's what we will have. Now let's do the substitution. Z squared is equal to, what is our x? Our x is simply 25 there. So we'll write 25 over our x is 25, then our y is 2. So over 2. Now we're solving for z. What do we do? Z squared is simply equal to, what is you can see that this 2 and that 2 can divide, then you remain with 1 by 25, it's simply 25. Then you find the square root. Now you will see that the square root of z squared is z is equal to plus or minus, because they said values. Of course, when you find the square root of a number, it's plus or minus. The square root of 25, it's simply 5. Okay, now the final answer, now you say therefore z will then be equal to positive 5, or z is equal to negative 5. You end there. That is how you solve this particular question. Now I also have another question. I have another question besides question 2. Okay, now with question 2 reads, it is given that y varies directly as the square of x. Okay, so solution, we are given that y varies directly as the square of x, like this. What did I say? I said you have to change the variation sign and put an equal sign. The moment you do that, the constant k will be introduced. That is to say, y is equal to kx squared. Then the question is asking us now to find the value of k. Now, like I explained earlier, to say we find the value of k by using the values of y and x in the statement, the values that have been given in the statement. Okay, so meaning we are going to say y, our y is what? Our y is 96. So 96 is equal to k. What is our x? Our x is 4 squared. So this will be 96 is equal to, what is 4 squared? We know to say to give us a 16. Okay, 16. Then you divide by 16. Also this side divide by 16. Now what answer are we getting when we divide 96 by 16? What answer do we get? Okay, what do you do? So if you want to find the value of k, since this side, this and this will go, k will therefore be equal to, let's try, what number, how many times do you multiply this 16 to give us 96? We try 16 by 6. 6 by 6, that's 9, that's 36. Then 6 by 1, that's 6, plus 3, that's 9. So 16 goes into 96 6 times. Then you have found the value of k. So the value of k is simply what? 16. From there now we move to b. B, they are saying find the value of y when x is 5. So let's rewrite our equation. Our equation is saying y is equal to, here where there was k, we replace with what? We found it was 6. So we'll replace it with 6x squared. Then they're saying find the value of y when x is 5. So y is equal to 6. Where there is x, we put 5. Now remember, this 5 is squared, meaning y will then therefore be equal to 6. Then what is 5 squared? So it's 25. Then y will therefore be equal to 6 by 25. 6 by 5 is a 30. 3, put away 3. Then 6 by 2, that's 12. 12 plus 3, that is 15. So therefore the value of y is simply 150. We end there. We go to the last one, which is the values of x. Again, the same question. There is an emphasis here to say the values of z, meaning there are two possible values of z because of the square. So how do we find the values of z? We are saying our equation is y is equal to 6x squared. We want to find the value of x, the values of x actually. So meaning here our y is simply 24. So 24 is equal to 6x squared. We divide by 6, so that we make we remain with x. We are solving for x. So when you divide here, you can see that we are going to remain with x squared equal to, what is 6 into 24? 24 divided by 6, it is giving us a 4. Then what do? You square root. Then you're finding that x will therefore be equal to plus or minus, they say the values, right? So plus or minus the square root of 4 is simply 2. Now therefore x is then equal to positive 2, or x is equal to negative 2. Then you end there. So that is how you are supposed to answer this particular question.